We are here with Beth Quattrocchiocchi, the photography teacher at Pittsford Mendon High School. And Beth, how long have you been participating?
Oh, I don't even know. I think we're probably on year seven
Okay.
or 8, something
And
like that.
how did you decide to join this 7 years ago?
Actually, it was the influence of Bruce Elling over at Sutherland, who's since retired.
All right. And we have Ben with us and Lexi. And we'll start with Ben. Ben, can you tell us what motivated you to start exploring photography?
I think photography, I just started years and years ago I got my first phone and it had a camera on it. I'd never had a camera before, so I think I went out and I'd take pictures of things that I found interesting, and I tried to make them a little less casual, because I know especially with like phone cameras you can go out and take a ton of pictures and take pictures with friends, and I do that kind of stuff, but like I was like, oh, you can actually like make something that's nice to look at, or like
Sure. So you experimented with the phone and discovered some of the potential you had in using a phone in order to make photos. That's cool.
That's really how I got started.
How about you, Lexi? What motivated you to start exploring?
Well, when I was younger, my parents have this like really kind of older like camera, and when I was younger I would because it has the little thing that hangs around your neck, and I would use it, and on trips I would take photos, but they were not that good. But it was just exciting and something so new, and then as I grew older, then taking photography classes the ones offered at Mendon.
Well, I did start on the phone.
Okay.
I quickly discovered film photography due to the classes here, and I had some cameras laying around my own home, from my grandfather, from my parents, and so I started with taking pictures for this class using my grandfather's camera.
Oh wow!
And then I pretty soon discovered that you could buy film cameras for pretty cheap,
Yes.
garage sales and whatnot. This is kind of like my daily driver camera now. I got it for $15 from the Flower City Art Center from their garage sale that they do, and one of the main draws to me for film to start with, at the very start, was it's a very low cost of entry, because you can get a camera that's nice, and you can buy a single roll of film, and film is not cheap, but spending $10 on film and $15 on a camera, right, as opposed to several $100s on some digital thing.
Exactly.
Right? It's just a much lower barrier to entry. And then, of course, film gets significantly more expensive the more you do it.
That's true.
But this is a camera that I got in an estate sale. This is kind of the opposite of this. This is more of I guess after I got into film, I quickly discovered that the cameras are also unique, and there's so many different things they can do that you don't get with the experience of a modern camera or an iPhone. Those are some, so this camera, I mean, I've always been interested in history or other unique formats of camera, because this is what you think of when you think of a camera. I'm
sure.
Something that looks like this, and maybe less so this, but this would have been what you would see newspaper photographers use in the 40s, I think, is when this one was from. But it's really interesting to just be able to go out and find equipment like this, and then still be able to use it and still be able to make things with it and figure out how it works. And it's just such a unique and different experience from any of the other stuff that you can find. Yeah.
Lexi, how would you describe your photography style or your preferred genre of photography?
I would say candid. I like taking photos in the moment, and the ones that I prefer the most are the ones that I just saw something that looked really beautiful and then just took the photo.
Very nice. It's kind of, do you like street photography?
Yeah, I I think street photography. I do like portraits, like the more organized too.
Oh, okay.
But I prefer the like more in the moment.
Yes.
kind of, so
That's very exciting. It sounds like you like to tell a story through your phone. And Ben, what about you? Do you have a preferred style?
I'm not entirely sure. I do think I tend to focus on like things that are organic, like people or nature. I tend to avoid like man-made stuff. I like my concentration in the class I'm taking here is on texture in images, and I think what draws me to a subject or composition is texture. So I like specifically like organic, because I mean I'm sure that you can do interesting stuff, and I have seen really interesting and cool stuff with very like clean looking, or like something with like a single color background, and you know, I don't know. But,
Sure.
Yeah.
But you like the effect that texture.
I love texture.
How it enhances the photo.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about the photos that you submitted and that are in the show right now. We'll start with Lexi.
Okay. The photo that I submitted was it's like a street view, and it has like to the side like there's a child like kind of twirling around, and it's taken right after like it rained, and it's just there's light, and there's like it's kind of hazy, and it kind of feels like a dream. And I took it on my trip to China, and I went outside, and it just felt like so beautiful, and like everything was just so perfect, and like you just want to capture it in that moment.
Nice. This is Lexi's photo, Sweet Night. It is a lovely photo. It really is. And Ben, I know yours is more using some creative aspects of Photoshop, or I'm not even sure which program you use. Why don't you talk to us about yours?
That's actually, well, Photoshop was part of the process. I think for that specific piece, I was trying to figure out ways to physically alter photographs. So that is an image transfer using acrylic paint.
Nice.
So that all the color and texture within the color is from the paint.
And how did you do it? What was your process?
So there's this thing called jelly printing, where it's this, it's like a gelatin, plastic rubbery thing.
Block, yeah.
And that, it will hold paint, but then when there's like a piece of paper, the paint will stick to the paper instead of the block, so the paint will come back up, and then ink acts similarly to the block. So you can transfer an image to the block by picking up the paint, and then you can put that paint back down onto another.
Wow.
Another piece of paper. And
It sounds very intricate.
it was interesting. It took quite a bit of revision to get.
This is Ben's photo called Scaffolding. For both of you, the next question is, how has your participation in competitions or in an exhibition like the one that you're currently involved in, how has that impacted your growth as a photographer?
I think part of it is it demonstrates to me that I'm actually making something that people want to see. Because I mean, the main reason I do photography is for myself, but it's really encouraging when the work you do is recognized. And
Sure. Lexi, did you have any conversations with people who attended the opening, any of the openings by any chance?
Like one lady who was like there by, it was nice to hear like feedback or like
Sure.
nice comments about like the work that I've done. So
So Lexi and Ben, what are some benefits that you feel you have gained through your photography journey?
I think like taking photos, it's like really a calming like activity to do, and it's always like because like when you're going out and you're trying to find interesting and exploring new things, like it's definitely like takes you outside of your comfort zone.
Sure.
And
sure.
like it just brings like new perspectives into what
Yes.
you want to see.
Do you tend to like to shoot alone or with others?
I think it's like a 50-50 split. Like going with people and like hearing what like stands out to them is always interesting, but also like going alone is just having those ideas in your mind already established.
Nice.
Yeah, I think you have to do both. You know, I absolutely love being able to just spend some time on my own with a camera and dedicate some time to just being out and looking at the world differently. I'll say there's a ton, both creatively and socially, to be gained from going out with a friend.
Sure.
And especially in my experience, if this person's also a photographer.
Okay.
And going out and sharing ideas and
Yes.
looking at the world differently, but together, and
Yes.
being like, here's what I see in this scene, and then being able to offer that to someone and then hear what they have to offer you.
And listening to the different perspectives
Yeah.
that seem to come from the same subject, but both of you might see it very differently. Ben and Lexi, where do you see photography in your future?
Going to be a part of my life, whether that ends up being as part of my career
Sure.
or not. Yeah.
Your entire school did a fabulous job. 80% have been sold at this point, and not all to family members. So it's pretty exciting. I think that we owe a lot to Beth, who has done a great job of encouraging all of you, and we really appreciate your participation. Do you have any questions for us?
I just want to say thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for, I know it's not a small endeavor to put together that exhibition.
I will
So
soon
thank you.
find out.
Yeah, you're taking it as chairperson. Enjoy.
Thank you very much.